28-year-old woman is brought into the clinic by her husband with concerns that she might be depressed. She delivered a healthy newborn a week and a half ago without any complications. Since then, she has been having trouble sleeping, eating poorly, and has stopped playing with the baby. The patient says that she feels that she is drained all the time and feels guilty for not doing more for the baby. Which of the following is the best course of treatment for this patient? She is a woman who just had a baby a week and a half ago, and now she's all sad, not sleeping, eating poorly, not playing with the baby, feeling drained, feeling guilty. And which of the following is the best course? All of you have said reassurance. So now tell me, what is her diagnosis? Postpartum blue. Some of you have said postpartum blue, some of you have said postpartum depression. And yes, I will tell you how to differentiate between the two. Okay? So this patient has postpartum blues, which is why we are going to treat her with just reassurance. No treatment is definitely not an option because she's going through something and we need to at least do something for her. Okay. So after a person delivers a baby, there are three things that can happen. There's postpartum blues, there's postpartum depression, and there's postpartum psychosis. Okay. And they are a little difficult to differentiate from each other, but not so much if you make it very clear in your head. First aid, I think, has actually done a decent job. So if you just learn those definitions, I think you would be golden to go. Let me just revise that for you here. So postpartum blues is like a normal reaction, like almost a normal reaction, which happens after you give birth. It will start within 2 days or maybe like immediately after birth and last up to 2 weeks. Okay. This is important. It's going to be in between 2 days to 2 weeks. So first is postpartum blues. Okay. So postpartum blues was between 2 days to postpartum depression is more severe than your normal case of postpartum blues, and it usually lasts for more than 2 weeks. These two things can help you a lot in differentiating between postpartum blues and postpartum depression. Here you can see that this patient delivered a week and a half ago, and since then she is having symptoms. So this is less than 2 weeks. So here itself you can say that this patient has postpartum blues and not depression. If she had it for more than 2 weeks, or if it seemed more severe, like she's very suicidal and not functional, then you would diagnose it as postpartum depression. So just generally remember that if she's suicidal for more than 2 weeks, then remember it as postpartum depression. Okay. Postpartum depression usually will occur within the first month of the delivery, but it can happen up to 1 year sometimes. Okay, it can like last up to 1 year. So postpartum blues happen within the first 2 days and will last up to 2 weeks. If anything is lasting more than 2 weeks, it's postpartum depression. Postpartum depression usually present in the first 1 month and can last up to 1 year. Okay, so just in general remember that anything lasting more than 2 weeks and anything looks too serious, like the patient is suicidal and stuff, think postpartum depression. If patient has blues, you reassure and you obviously monitor to see if depression is happening. If there's depression, psychotherapy and antidepressant drugs, very severe, we saw you can always use ECT. Patient is suicidal. The third thing, which is actually rarer, also develops within the first month, is postpartum psychosis. Here the patient can have delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thoughts, behaviors, any of this. Doesn't have to be all of it. And these are usually mood congruent, okay, like in line with the mood. Let's say the patient is just had a baby, is depressed, and then now he's having like certain hallucinations, maybe of her killing the baby, or is having certain delusions that the baby is severely contaminated or something like that. So this person has gone cuckoo now, like the person is having psychosis. In that case, it's actually quite serious because this patient can kill her baby. So it's very important that you hospitalize the person and give her antipsychotics. Okay, 3 things after delivery: postpartum blues, less than 2 weeks; postpartum depression, severe, more than 2 weeks; postpartum psychosis, very severe, need to admit the patient. Okay. We went through why the other options were wrong. Let's just quickly go through if there's anything extra given in the explanation here. Postpartum blues, also known as baby blues, has to do with the postpartum period and involve maternal interactions with a newborn. You have to differentiate between postpartum blues, depression, and psychosis. Okay, and then we have given all your other options as well. So postpartum blues, depression, and psychosis are the top three mood related occurrences. Blues is the mildest and is they've said is the only condition where the patient has no thoughts of harming the newborn. Basically, just remember it is that it's not very severe. Okay, you don't really have to remember the harming newborn thing because it doesn't always have to be there in postpartum depression. Okay, so just remember what I told you: less than 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, and psychosis. You'll be able to diagnose psychosis. That's the problem.
Thanks for watching. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe for more.